So if someone would like to make a motion, I'd greatly appreciate that. There's a motion by Mr. Anders to change transport mileage rates to those recommended by Chief Hoffman. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Shubsta. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 6 ayes. Next would be the Power DMS system. Mr. Pepe, would you explain that to council, please?
This is the document management program that we have been talking about since probably close to the beginning of the year. Rather than one of our issues in the borough is how to get the proper policies to all 185 people that you have under your payroll. Printing out 47 binders that are 5 inches thick for ambulance employees on the new policy procedure manual, that in itself, the printing cost will be absolutely ridiculous. So the question is how do you make this so that every year when we're supposed to do sexual harassment training, we do a borough-wide sexual harassment training and do it appropriately? We already have the program. We have it in the police department. We purchased it a year ago. It's been a fantastic program for them. They do all their policies and procedures. Employees have to sign off on it. They can do training programs in it. It actually sends out reminders to supervisors as to who hasn't done their training yet. We get a discounted rate because we already have the program. We're just increasing the licenses. I think borough-wide, the whole program. I gave you have the number. I think for 175 licenses.
Yep.
$5,689.
Yeah, it's $5,600 a year, and we're already paying 2/3 of that. So to increase by 125 licenses or more, it's like 150 licenses. We're
Correct.
increasing
We're moving
by.
up 150 licenses.
We're only paying $2,500 or something along that line. I feel that you'll save that in the printing costs of just the ambulance policies itself. Plus, you'll be able to track training. You'll be able to make sure we're doing the mandatory training every year. I've walked around and asked employees, when's the last time you've had sexual harassment training? How do we know that that person that works one night a month in the ambulance gets the proper training and is following our policies and procedures? That's very hard to track. This program will allow us to do that in a better manner, and it'll allow you as council, like when you're preparing an ordinance, we can put that right into the program. You can pass that around. It'll track the changes, who did what, who made what recommendations. You know, there was a time when I think it was in Mr. Brown's committee, where we passed something off to a councilman and said, we need this by Thursday. We're still waiting on it. That was about 4 months ago. So this would allow us to track it and force him to sign off on it or send reminders. It does the whole document management program. That's good. He knows who he is, by the way.
I don't, but anyway. This question, Mr. Shubsta.
Yes, the only question I have is, Shane, I know we discussed this program. It has a reporting tool, so you can pull
It has a reporting
reports
tool, yes.
based on specific
Correct.
aspects of who you're looking up
correct.
and what you're looking up. Okay.
Mr. Anders.
Can they access this at any point, at like any personal computer?
Yes.
Web-based.
You know,
It's web-based. The other thing that is nice about the program is it's also power separated, meaning the police will have their own thing, and the ambulance can have their own thing. Not everybody can see everything. Like you can have the permissions lined up as you need them.
Any further discussion?
What line item will this come from?
This will come out of technology budgets in each department that it applies to.
Thank you.
I believe we need a motion now to to increase the number of users for Power DMS. Motion by Mr. Shubsta, second by Mr. Anders. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 6 ayes. Thank you for that, Mr. Pepe. It's a step in the right direction. Next would be a memo you'll see from Sergeant Shantz relating to the purchase of a Ram truck. So if you've read this, hopefully you understand that there was a high demand for the 2015 models of Ram police package trucks. They will not be able to provide that for us, so they will give us a 2016 model by honoring the price, but it's going to take considerably longer than we could have ever expected. So the recommendation of the dealership is that if we would like a one for next year, that we place that order in August of this year to avoid any shortcomings. Now, to place that order means that we have to pledge to budgeting for a police vehicle for next year. the current replacement schedule was 1 for 2015, 2 in 2016. So we are agreeing to order one of the 2016 models this year with the purpose of putting it in the budget for next year. Budget and Finance discussed. We don't have an issue with it. We're recommending by a 3-0 vote that council agrees to fund the purchase of a 2016 Dodge Ram, and that we allow Sergeant Shantz to order it this year. So if someone would like to make that motion, there's a motion by Mr. Brown. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Shubsta. Discussion. Mr. Barrett.
So in 2016, we will be getting 3 new.
We're only going for one right now.
Right.
We haven't had the budget discussions yet.
Okay.
The replacement schedule says 1 in 2015, 2 in 2016.
Right.
We're going to order one of those 2 now, so
One
we
of
know
those
we'll get
2.
it.
Okay.
One of
I
those
wasn't sure
2.
if it meant
But
one additional.
no,
So
we
we
not-
did get a 2015.
It's coming.
So we ordered that at the beginning of February.
Okay.
We're not estimated to get it until at least the middle of September. So
Okay.
it's been an 8-month process.
So we're looking at 8-month turnaround on getting police vehicles right now. So in other words, you have to step it up and order now, and maybe
For
we'll
next
get it.
year.
Now I get
Maybe we'll get it in spring and be able to use it next year.
Yeah, I just didn't connect.
Right.
No, we have not discussed the amount of vehicles for next year. The replacement schedule says we should get 2 next year. We're agreeing to one.
No, that's
right,
fine.
To put one in the budget
I'm
right
fully
now.
in favor. I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure I understood it.
Correct. Mr. Brown.
Does it have to, do we have to stick with the Dodge Ram in this motion? Because of co-stars and the different models that come up, my question is, do we have to stick with the wording of Dodge Ram?
They're asking
That's what
asking
he's
you to
asking for the
order a
Ram.
Dodge Ram.
That's what Sergeant Shantz is asking to order a Dodge
This
Ram.
is to replace
specific.
one of the
Okay.
SUVs we currently have.
No, I get it. I just wanted to make sure that
Yes.
we don't tie him into one
Nope,
specific.
that's
No,
what you
yeah,
want.
it's his recommendation. The other thing is, they're not asking for the second vehicle because, quite honestly, first of all, that's a lot for you to commit to so far out. But secondly, we don't know what the chief wants as far as the second vehicle. That's something that'll work itself out in the budget process. But we do know that they do have every intention of planning on buying one SUV, and not to mention one of our vehicles right now, one of our patrol vehicles is sidelined with a blown transmission. That's the one that we were going to rotate out next year. So we're not spending $3,000 to put a new transmission in a vehicle that we're just going to get rid of. But what that does is, we're short of another vehicle.
Mr. Brown.
Just real quick, Madam President, you might know this.
Wait, let me switch hats.
Sorry, I'm
Okay,
just
go
used to that.
Same here.
Just talking about police vehicles, the motorcycle vehicle is almost, I think, at 10,000 miles or something like that, which is a ridiculous number in the sense of because we're really using it versus what other municipalities use. So it's being used, it's being utilized. I just wanted to just bring that up real quick, just to share that, we're using our vehicles hard, and there's a vehicle.
Absolutely, we
and
are.
there's a vehicle right now on a charger,
Yes.
a battery charger, and we need to get these vehicles turned over quickly.
Well, I think you guys have been doing a good job in rotating them. I've said before, and the chief is adamant that we continue the process of sticking to the rotation schedule on police vehicles. We do have 3 people trained now and certified to drive that motorcycle. You see one of them on it all the time, so I think it's been a very useful tool, despite what we originally probably joked about, that they use that a lot.
Shane, just one question, is the Ram similar to the black one that
That's
is-
the same,
It's the
essentially
It's
the same.
identical.
It'll be a
Except
marked,
it'll
it'll
be
be a marked
white.
vehicle
They'll
though.
be marked out. Okay,
Right.
I'm just curious.
All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor? We have 6 ayes. Last thing for Budget and Finance this evening is Resolution 2015-20, approving the sale of equipment and vehicles, anything valued at under.
$1,000.
Yeah, why does it say valued at under 1,000 in the top, but then we have
Anything
inside
under
of-
1,000, you can
Just
simply
outright.
sell outright.
Okay.
What we're asking is that we can
Put it
probably
on
put everything on
municipal
municipal
bid, sure.
and then sell it outright if it doesn't
This
sell.
doesn't sell. Very good. So there's a list of about 50 items here that we would like to put on Municibid, which is the approved online sales engine for municipalities, and sell these. If they don't sell, then we will sell them outright. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2015-20? There's a motion by Mr. Anders with a second by Mr. Shubsta. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 6 ayes. I believe that's it for Budget and Finance this evening. Progress. Community Relations, Planning and Development. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Holtzaver. Nothing for official action for tonight. The committee was at the point discussing about the tree vitalization grant. We decided we didn't have enough information, so we're not going to pursue that grant for this round. But hopefully look in the 2016 round, and also during budget discussions, we'll have a number for you.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
No progress.
I was excited for your tree grant
I
too.
know.
You know I was into that.
We got all
You know I
kinds
love
of
those.
things. We even invited the Shade Tree Commission, so
Wow.
I thank them.
That must have been quite a meeting, huh?
It was good.
I'm glad. Personal appeals part 2. Any member of the audience, if you have a personal appeal, please approach the podium.
He had a PowerPoint presentation that projector.
Well, good, he's doing something. I'm happy for him. Hearing none. Moving on to the Borough Manager's report. Mr. Pepe, your report.
I was on vacation last week, so today is catch up.
Welcome back.
Yeah, oh yeah. It started at 7:30. We have an executive session coming up that I need to discuss some personnel matters. So I'll report progress other than significant revenue and expense items for June are in your binder if you have any questions on those.
Hearing none. I will need an executive session this evening to discuss a personnel matter. Anticipated action following? Possible? No?
I don't believe so. Maybe.
Okay.
So say possible action.
Possible action following. Doubtful at this time. We will be, what's the right word?
In recess,
In recess. Thank you. At
8:35.
8:35. Thank you.
Gavel. Thank you.
You got milk and cookies? Recess.